Megaprojects are mind-bogglingly complex undertakings that require meticulous organization, not to mention a fair amount of luck to get right. Needless to say, even the best laid plans can go awry. And today, we will explore 5 of the most useless megaprojects in the world. Number 5. Ryugyong Hotel, North Korea. Let's start with an extravagant hotel that was meant to be a symbol of prosperity in North Korea, but ended up as useless as it could ever be. Pyongyang's pyramid-shaped Ryugyong Hotel remains unfinished and unoccupied up to this date. Construction of the 105-story skyscraper, which stands 1,080 feet tall, began way back in 1987. The building consists of 8 floors that are intended to rotate. The structure was originally intended to house 5 revolving restaurants and 7,000 guest rooms. However, construction of the hotel ceased in 1992 when funds dried up during the period of economic crisis, followed by the breakdown of the Soviet Union. Work resumed on the billion-dollar Hotel of Doom in 2008, but only the exterior glasswork was finished. Once the building's exterior was completed, the hotel was planned to open in 2012 to commemorate the centenary of North Korea's founder, Kim Il-sung's birth. A partial opening was announced for 2013, but this was cancelled. In 2018, around $180 million worth of ornamental LED illumination was added to the external walls of the hotel, which turned the entire structure into an amped screen of nationalistic scenes and iconography. Ryugyong Hotel is the tallest unoccupied structure in the world according to Guinness World Records, and it appears that the hotel will remain deserted for the foreseeable future. With the overall cost at an estimated $1.1 billion and nearly 30 years under construction, North Korea is nonetheless quite proud of its cement fortress. Number 4. Dubai Creek Tower. The race to build the world's tallest skyscraper never ends, with more and more impressive heights reached. Since the construction of the Burj Khalifa, Dubai is now preparing to overcome another psychological barrier by constructing a tower which is more than 1,000 meters tall. The Dubai Creek Tower, designed by world-famous architect Santiago Calatrava, when complete, will claim a final overall height of around 1,300 meters. The preliminary cost of this tower is recorded at $1 billion, and for a project with such a high price tag, it isn't set to deliver much in terms of usable space. Despite its immense height, the structure will have just 20 floors. If a structure is to be considered a skyscraper, at least 50% of it must be inhabitable, but only 30% of the Dubai Creek Tower will be inhabitable once it is complete. When Saudi Arabia announced the construction of Jeddah Tower, the first skyscraper to stand a kilometer tall, it would have taken the title of the world's tallest building away from Dubai. It is yet unclear if Dubai began constructing the Creek Tower to compete with Saudi Arabia, so that the title of the world's tallest building could be retained. Unfortunately, construction of Creek Tower was put on hold in 2020 as Dubai went into lockdown. The added impact of the pandemic and the subsequent global economic downturn may ultimately prove too much for the tower to proceed. Before we continue, make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos. Share your thoughts on these megaprojects with us in the comments below. Number 3. The Big Dig USA. An arduous 15 years in the making, the Big Dig turned out to be America's most troubled highway megaproject and the priciest overall. In fact, it is the largest, most involved, and technically challenging highway construction project in American history. This megaproject involved redirecting the highway that passes through the center of Boston into a 3.5-mile-long tunnel, and called for the construction of additional tunnels and a bridge as well. The construction was a major headache for the people in Boston who had to endure years of severe disruption. Planning began in 1982. The construction work was carried out between 1991 and 2006, and the project concluded on December 31, 2007. The Big Dig eventually cost a whopping $22 billion to build. The size of the project, combined with the fact that it was being done in the middle of a very busy and congested city, resulted in many unanticipated problems. From its inception, the project faced a multitude of issues that included budget overruns, long delays, design flaws, careless workmanship, accusations of negligence, and so much more. According to the Mass Department of Transportation, there were 9 deaths in the Big Dig tunnels during its construction. In 2006, a part of the ceiling in the tunnel collapsed, killing 1 person and injuring several more. Pretty much everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong with this mega project. Number 2. Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport, Sri Lanka. Renowned as the world's emptiest airport, the Mattala Airport has little to no plane activity. Following the end of Sri Lanka's devastating civil war in 2009, President Rajapaksa at the time dreamt of building a second international airport in the country. This airport has a 12,000 square meter terminal building, 12 check-in counters, 2 gates, a runway long enough to handle the largest commercial jets, and capacity for 1 million passengers per year. The airport is fully staffed and is in full service, but there's only one problem. Many years have gone by after the airport opened and it still has no commercial flights. The area where the airport is built is poor and largely rural. As a result, there has been low demand for flights from Mattala, and the airport has accrued significant losses. Also, environmentalists have criticized the construction of the airport, as the area is built in an elephant and migratory bird habitat. 2,000 acres of forest were cleared to build the airport, displacing about 200 elephants. Migratory birds which frequent the area have been involved in collisions with aircrafts. In 2019, as there was not much of activity, the airport was converted to a paddy storage facility for a while to store excess paddy. Irreversibly, the airport's $200 million price tag became a catastrophic flop with worldwide political intervention, fraud, local backlash, and ridicule. Number 1. Forest City, Malaysia. The last on our list is a green futuristic smart city that would rise from reclaimed land on 4 artificial islands and will be built around an artificial forest ecosystem. The design is advertised to incorporate many green innovations. Forest City will feature buildings with green rooftops and vertical gardens, providing a jungle experience. City streets will have a multiple layer design with the lower layer for traffic and parking spaces, while the upper layer will feature parks, sports facilities, and transport hubs. The city will be powered exclusively with renewable energy and will be completed by 2035 at a cost of $100 billion. However, it's not all smooth sailing for this highly ambitious project. A multitude of economic and political hurdles are already hindering its progress. As 80% of the investors are from China, the desire to settle in the forest city has become alien to Malaysians. For this reason, the Malaysian Prime Minister has banned foreign investment in Forest City. Following this, the construction of this ambitious city came to a deadlock as foreign investors began to withdraw. The metropolis will be able to accommodate a floating population of 700,000 people. That's about 20,000 more than the current population of Washington, D.C., and it will have a density greater than Manhattan. Unluckily, by the start of 2020, less than 500 people were actually living in Forest City. Therefore, it's safe to assume that despite the billions invested, Forest City is currently one of the most useless megaprojects in the world. Do you think any of these megaprojects could ever be useful in the future? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.